For millennia, the Western Abenaki people have called this land home. They have loved and cared for this land, and now we have the privilege of gathering here as a religious community. Let us do so, honoring this legacy of love, appreciation, and stewardship. Good morning. I'm Dell Waterhouse. I use she, her pronouns, and I am your grateful worship associate this morning. On behalf of the entire worship team, I'm delighted to welcome all of you here today on this beautiful wintry morning, those in the sanctuary and those watching the live stream. The Unitarian Church of Montpelier is a Unitarian Universalist congregation that welcomes all as we journey together in search of spiritual wholeness and justice in the world. We are so glad that you are here with us this morning. It's always a pleasure to have newcomers and guests join us for worship. If this is your first or second time visiting, or even a few more, if you wish to do so, you're invited to stand or wave your hand so we can offer you a special welcome. Thank you. We deeply appreciate your presence and fellowship. We invite you, any of you who are newcomers to our congregation, to fill out our welcome form, which is available after the service at the hospitality table downstairs in the vestry, so that we can connect with you and welcome you more fully. Now, let's all take a few moments to join in the welcoming by turning to our neighbors in the pews to share a few words of greeting. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing your warm greetings. We are all invited to continue our conversations after the service during coffee hour. Today, we are having a service for all ages. And what a great concept this week, a no rehearsal Christmas pageant. What could be more wonderful and full of wonder? We're not quite at that part of our service yet, though. So for everyone's information, there are activities for all ages available in our Soulworks card at the back of the sanctuary to help stay centered and grounded during the service, engaging the body and the mind, as if that's not enough. So check this out if it would be helpful. Also, please know that we have hearing assist devices available on the table at the rear of the sanctuary, and you can also listen to and watch the service in the fireplace room downstairs if you should need to leave the sanctuary for any reason. And if you have a personal concern and would like to share more deeply, a member of our pastoral care ministry team will be available in the sanctuary after the service. And this morning, our lay pastoral caregiver is Denise. Oh, not Denise. Okay. I can't say her name, which is, thank you. Okay. So, good, thanks a lot. Okay. And there are a couple of announcements. First, our spiritual exploration team is excited to provide children's winter-themed activities and lunch for kids in the Children's Chapel immediately following the service today until 1:30. I'm told that you can think snowflake slime and indoor snowball toss and more. Parents and caregivers, you are invited to use this child-free time in whatever way helps nurture and restore your energy during this busy season. Grab a long-awaited coffee with a friend, go for a quiet, wintry walk in Hubbard Park, check off some of your holiday to-dos, or take a well-deserved nap, whatever helps you. As always, during our family ministry events, drop-ins are welcome, and caregivers are welcome to stay too, if that works best for your family. And this afternoon, UCM will again be hosting the Community Carol Sing here at 4:30. This year, we'll be featuring not only the combined choirs of Christ Church, the First Congregational Church of Berlin, and UCM, but also some wonderful, new to us, youthful collaborators. The Teen Trad Band from the Summit School, of which our own Rocco Nicolette is a member. Are you out there, Rocco? Yeah. And the youth choir from the Stowe Community Church. For more about this event, as well as lots of other opportunities coming up soon, please consult the weekly e-news, which is updated each week for its Friday publication. And now, let's take a deep breath, make sure our cell phones are silenced, and enter more deeply into our time of worship with the prelude.
We open our service with these words by the late religious educator, Sophia Lyon-Faz. For so the children come, and so they have been coming, always in the same way they come, born of the seed of humanity.
No angels herald their beginnings, no prophets predict their future courses, no wise men see a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind.
Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Parents everywhere, sitting beside their children's cribs, feel glory in the sight of a new life beginning. They ask, where and how will this new life end? Or will it ever end?
Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
And so let us worship together this morning. And please rise and body your spirit. Join in singing our opening hymn, which is number 224 in the gray hymnal, Let Christmas Come.
Story
little taller. Let us now light the chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. This morning, we welcome Georgina and Numa Haas to light the chalice. We light this flame as an enduring symbol of our collective commitment to lead with truth and compassion. Thank you. And on this third Sunday of Advent, a season of waiting and preparing, we light 3 candles on the Advent wreath. The first, to nurture hope. The second, to create peace. And the third, to welcome joy. May hope, peace, and joy be with us as we begin our time of worship.
Good morning. Now is the time we've all eagerly been waiting for weeks, months, making costumes. It has arrived today. It is the No Rehearsal Christmas Pageant. And so now we begin. This is a home for spiritual community, a home for the human heart in search of hope and faith, peace and justice, love and freedom. It is a home for prayer and song and stories. One of the most treasured stories in our church's tradition tells about the experience both universal and profoundly precious, the birth of a child. We call this the Christmas story. The version we will tell today comes from the Gospels attributed to Luke and Matthew, found in the Christian Bible. As the narrator, I will help direct the actors. It's easy to join in the story because you don't have to memorize or even speak any lines at all. And as always in our pageant, we will create the story together. You may have come already dressed as the character you would like to play. I see lots of wonderful characters out there ready to go. And others of you are learning of this pageant for the first time right now. And this is your chance to be spontaneous. Our hope is that anyone who wishes to participate will feel welcome. This is not just for children, adults, youth. We hope many of you will jump right in too. The roles we need help with today are angels, shepherds, and magi, or the wise men. Tradition says that there were only 3 and that they were men, but we all know there are plenty of other wise people in the world too. And in fact, none of the roles in our pageant are age or gender specific. Anyone can be an angel, anyone can be a shepherd, anyone can be a magi. And this year, we also have some barn animals in our story. Surprise, surprise, which you are also invited to play if that role appeals to you. Which brings us to the costumes. Nothing elaborate is needed here, and we do have supplies in the back to help add a little flourish to what you are wearing if you feel so inclined. But don't stress over the costumes. The important thing is just this, to have fun retelling this very special story together. So in a moment, if you're thinking you'd like to be either a shepherd, angel, magi, or barn animal, you'll have time to quietly get your costume and cluster with your group. Before you move, please now look to the back, and I will kind of show you how everything is laid out. All right. The shepherds will be over in this far corner where Elaine is currently standing, and Georgina, if you don't mind raising your hand, Georgina is the lead shepherd, and she will help everyone get situated in that group. Angels, the lead angel is also known as the angel of God, will be Andrea and Octavia right there. Yes, thank you. And then the wise magi, Sandal is your lead. She will be in the far corner on the other side of the sanctuary. That is So thank you for waving. That corner, and Sandal will be there. And then barn animals. Since this is a surprise roll today, there are animal masks at the front here below the chancel. So masks ready to go, nice and simple, easy way to participate. And so if you'd like to be a barn animal, then you can come to the front, get a mask, and sit on the floor in front of the chancel. I'll let you know when it's your time to come up and join in the pageant. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in playing a role, you may now quietly grab a little something extra for your costume if needed, and then take your position. Thank you. Okay, if you could put your final flourish on your costume and we'll begin shortly. Okay, now we will begin. This is a story that takes place long, long ago, during the time of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, which was like an extremely large kingdom, stretched across 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. Caesar Augustus was the emperor, which is similar to a very powerful king. Under his rule, and for many generations before, people were oppressed and deeply longed for hope for a better future, peace for their land, and love for all people. But the emperor had other ideas and wanted to count and register all the people under his control. So he ordered a census to be taken throughout all the continents. This meant that everyone had to travel to their own ancestral home to be registered and counted. For many, this meant walking by foot or riding a donkey for the whole entire journey. One such person was a carpenter named Joseph, who lived in this part of the empire called Galilee. Joseph had to travel from his home in Nazareth to his ancestral town of Bethlehem, located in the region of Judea, about 90 miles away. Today, we know this part of the world as both Israel and Palestine, a place many of us are continually holding in our hearts. And Joseph was not traveling alone. He was with a woman named Mary, who he was committed to marrying. They knew it would not be easy because Mary was pregnant, and she would be very uncomfortable in walking and riding on their donkey for 90 miles. But there was nothing that could be done because the census was an official order. They had to go. So together, they started on their long journey. Here come our Mary and Joseph on their long journey, and we'll pause at the front. It was hilly country as they went through the Judean mountains. They traveled many days and even through the nights with only the light of the stars to guide them. Now, this is where we could use some stars. I know some of you have played this role really fantastically in the past. Wonderful, no directions needed. But for those of you who maybe this is your first time being a star, when you hear the word star, if you could twinkle your fingers, and if you're joining at home too, if you could join in this part too, We would love that. All right, so they traveled many days and nights under these twinkling stars. Nice job. All right, now let us rise in body or spirit and sing the first two verses of the first Noel, which will be projected up onto the wall. Okay, now let's have our barn animals come and sit around the chairs up here to help create our stable for the Holy Family's arrival. So you can come and spread out. Mary and Joseph finally arrived in Bethlehem, and the time came for Mary to have her baby. They knocked on the door of an inn looking for a place to stay, but there was no room at the inn. Joseph looked everywhere for where Mary could give birth, but the only place he could find was a stable alongside the animals. And so Mary gave birth right there in the stable, and just as an angel had instructed Joseph in one of his dreams, they named the baby Jesus. Mary wrapped the baby tightly in a blanket, and they used a manger, the wooden trough where the animals ate their hay, as his cradle. Well, on that very special night, there were shepherds camping in the fields nearby as they watched over their flocks of sheep. Shepherds, please come forward, walk through the far-off pasture, and pausing when you get to the end of the aisle here. Thank you. Suddenly, the shepherds saw an angel of God who appeared before them. Angel of God, please come down and shine brightly. Here is our beaming angel of God. Twice the glow. And God's glory blazed around the shepherds with a radiant, awe-inspiring light. It's no surprise that the shepherds were terrified. But the angel said, "Don't be afraid. I bring you good tidings of great joy for all people. A baby has just been born in Bethlehem and will become our teacher and help people throughout the world. To find this special one, this is what you need to look for: a baby wrapped in blankets, lying in a manger. At once, the angel was joined by a huge angelic choir, all the other angels. Beautiful. It was a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, goodwill and peace," or peace and goodwill. Then the angels withdrew back into heaven. Angels, you can take a seat by the Christmas tree. The shepherds then talked over what they had seen. They said, let's go to Bethlehem as fast as we can and see for ourselves what God has revealed to us. And there they found Mary, Joseph, and the baby in the stable. Shepherds, when you get to the family, you can sit in front of them on the steps there. The shepherds knelt around the baby lying in the manger, glorifying and praising God for everything they had heard and seen as it was told to them. When the shepherds eventually returned home, they told everyone that they met what the angel of God had said and about this special baby. All who heard the shepherds were amazed as well. Now, this is the perfect time for some wise magi, or you may say wise youths. Please come down the aisle and pause at the steps. After Jesus was born, a band of wise magi who studied the stars and had been traveling from the east for many, many miles arrived in the nearby city of Jerusalem. They began to ask the people around there, "Where can we find the King of the Jews? For a very long time we have been observing all the stars," nice, "in the night sky." And they continued, "Although the stars nice, are quite lovely, we have discovered an extraordinary star rising in the eastern sky that has signaled his birth. We're on a pilgrimage, a sacred journey, to pay him homage and worship him." Well, that evening, just as the stars came out into the night sky, the extraordinary star appeared again. It was the same exact star the Magi had seen in the eastern skies. When they saw the extraordinary star, they were overjoyed. They were in the right place at the right time. Then the extraordinary star led the group on until it hovered right over the place where they would find the newborn baby in Bethlehem. So, I know, it's amazing. And so the extraordinary star came to Bethlehem. And Magi, you can now come find the Holy Family because the extraordinary star has led you here. All right. Wonderful. He's excited that you've arrived. Yay. All right, and now please rise in body or spirit, and we'll sing the final 2 verses of the first Noel.
Was
The Magi then saw the child in the arms of Mary. While they had been expecting someone of great significance and importance, they knelt in silence to honor the baby they had found. They then presented gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And I see they have been given. Fantastic. And now, let's pause for a moment. Look at this scene. It is a special night with stars and angels and shepherds and wise people. And they are all admiring a baby who has just been born. The people came for many reasons, searching for many things. Out of curiosity, looking for someone grand, a great king, a strong warrior, a talented politician, someone to save them. And what they found was simply a baby. By all outward appearances, he was just an ordinary, tiny baby. But in this story, he was God's most precious gift, and a promise symbolizing what the people had been searching for and so desperately wanted: unwavering hope, lasting peace, and infinite love. This baby would grow up to model how to live every day by these values and remind them that the kingdom of God is within. This beautiful story has been told year after year and generation after generation for millennia because it points to an essential truth, that hope and peace and love are never lost. They live inside us, ready to be birthed and shared throughout the world. Amen. Actors, in just a moment, those watching us will make this starry night one last time. And we'll do it again in another moment, too. That one will be your sign to bow, and then quietly and calmly walk back to where you were sitting. Keep any borrowed items for now, and please return them neatly to where you got them after the service. Everyone, let us thank these wonderful, wonderful actors by filling the sanctuary with your starlight one more time. You all made the Christmas story truly come alive. Thank you.
Thank you all. That was quite wonderful. Now, as you're returning to your seats, I want to invite Ken Russell and Cindy Gauthier to come up and tell us about our community pouch recipient this month, the organization called Another Way, a community organization that operates in the full spirit of open-hearted inclusion.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Cindy Gauthier. You've seen me up before talking about Another Way, and I'm so grateful for the support that you all give. As I think about Another Way, I have so many gratitudes for what I receive there as a housed, privileged white woman. I have the opportunity to know the guests and the staff and to really gain a deep understanding about what has brought people to the situation where they're unhoused and unsheltered. I have the opportunity to help with simple things, like washing somebody's socks because they can't do it. Obviously, I'm passionate about this. Sorry. I cook a hot meal for people, and in return, I get showered with blessings of appreciation for the warm meal. And that I get that weekly. It's just such a blessing in my life. And to work with Ken, he's a truly remarkable person. And it's really hard sometimes to set boundaries. But that's what we have to do to keep everyone safe. I'm deeply grateful for the community and all that the UU Church does. And to be receiving the pouch this month will be able to help a lot of people with those funds. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you all for being here. Recognize so many of you. There's tears in the fabric throughout our community, and we try to help heal those tears and manifest a strong collective fabric. I think of a New England town in many ways is a nice model for something for us to remember, while acknowledging histories of colonialism, hearing the acknowledgement of the land we're standing on was humbling. It's also humbling when we have to close the doors at the end of the day and people have to go off into the dark. I'm really grateful for your congregation for hosting the extreme cold weather shelter. And it's never enough. We have to keep aspiring. We have to keep, those of us with any kind of privilege have to use our smarts, our love, our connections, our spirit, our senses of humor, to try to make a difference. There's going to be a vigil on the 22nd, longest night vigil in front of the State House steps at 4:15. Please come to help remember people we've lost outdoors. And as most of you know, we've lost some people recently. It's a steady drumbeat. We have a memorial wall at another way, and honestly, it's overwhelming. And we appreciate your support. It's hard work. It tears at the soul. When I carve time out to actually get away, which is fairly rare, I come back, I can feel the heaviness that we're all working with. And we have to make choices every day for the safety and well-being of our community. We're a sanctuary. Our prime mission is for psychiatric survivors, for those who have been subjected to the psychiatric care system and may have been traumatized by that. We've always had a good number of unhoused people in our midst, but that is not our primary mission, so we've stretched the way maybe your churches have stretched, the way our communities stretch. We need to figure out how to take care of each other. And it's just something in the cold. Try going outside at night and imagine if you didn't have a warm place to go to. Imagine if you're looked down upon by other people in the community. I think you all get that. So thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy and Ken, for all the work you do and for helping us to know about it. The act of giving is a spiritual practice as important as any other part of our shared time of worship. Our generosity is a form of love. Our gifts freely given help us to practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation. As many of you know already, half of our cash offerings will go to this month's pouch recipient, Another Way. The other half will directly support the mission and ministry of this congregation. If you wish to designate your entire offering to the community pouch, please indicate that with a note attached to your cash or in the memo line of your check. Checks will go to the church unless designated otherwise. And if you haven't done so already, the offering pouches are at the ends of the pews on the side owls. Side owls? No. Ooh, that would be so cool. Please pass them toward the center. We are so grateful to each and every one of you for your generosity in its many forms. And your offering is now being gratefully received. And in the full spirit of our no rehearsal pageant, today we will all join in the musical offering. We'll be singing, "Do You Hear What I Hear?" And the choir will help us. But let's all join in. The words will be projected.
As we heard, the Christmas story has been shared across generations because it points to living an intentional life. Today, let's call to mind the intentions that we want to hold in our hearts during this very special time of year. Please take a moment to think of a 1 or 2 word intention that you would like to carry with you in the weeks ahead. If you're in any way feeling disconnected from the meaning of the season, feeling the tenderness of missing loved ones, or just needing a gentle reminder about what matters most to you as you move throughout your days, let this word be a touchstone for you, connecting you with the deepest intentions of your heart. So take a moment to think of an intention and bring it to your heart. Once you have your word or phrase, please place your hand or your gaze at your heart. If you need some more time, that's perfectly okay. But for now, let's take a deep breath together, letting these intentions sink into our hearts. If you're joining us by live stream today, I invite you to write your intention down at home and put it somewhere where you can see it as a reminder. For those in the sanctuary, we will now decorate our tree with the intentions you are holding. I will share the directions first, and then I will let you know when it's time to begin. At the far end of the pew, there is a ribbon and a marker towards the walls, the far end towards the walls over there. If you are the person sitting closest to them, please write your intention on the ribbon and then pass it down to the next person until the ribbon and the marker reach the end or of the pew by the center aisle. It will be wonderful to share our intentions, but if you prefer to keep yours to yourself, that's perfectly okay too. Please feel free to draw a heart on the ribbon as a placeholder for your intention. When the ribbon reaches the end of the pew, please bring it to the front so we can add it to our Christmas tree. Once all our intentions are up on the tree together, we will light our tree. Thank you. You can begin now.
May our intentions light the way from our hearts into the world in this season, bringing connection where there is isolation, sharing kindness where there is cruelty, nurturing compassion where there is indifference. May this light truly bring about more hope, peace, joy, and love. And let us join now in our closing hymn, Joy to the World. It's number 245 in the gray hymnal. Please rise and embody your spirit.
As we draw our service to a close, we'll extinguish the chalice and carry within us, within each of us, its healing flame, the warmth of community and the spark of hope into the days and the week ahead. Please join now in our unison mission statement. We welcome all as we build a loving community to nurture each person's spiritual journey, serve human need, and protect the earth.
Go now in goodness and light, carrying that goodness and light out into the world in this holy season, through this Christmas story, through the sacred days of Hanukkah and solstice and Kwanzaa. Go in peace and return again in love. And we conclude our service with the postlude.